Why are API best practices crucial to the success of any development project? To answer that, we'll dive into the world of application programming interfaces, or APIs, and explore the practices that can turn a good API into a great one. First up, use descriptive and meaningful resource names. Rather than opting for generic or ambiguous names, it's best to choose resource names that accurately represent the entities they represent. This not only enhances readability, but also makes your API intuitive and user-friendly. Next, it's vital to use HTTP methods correctly. Each operation should utilize the appropriate HTTP method, be it GET, POST, PUT, DELETE, PATCH, or others. This practice ensures a clear understanding of the operation being performed. Thirdly, always version your APIs. This technique ensures backward compatibility and paves the way for future enhancements without disrupting existing clients. Now onto HTTP status codes. It's important to return the appropriate status codes to signify the success or failure of an API request. This gives the user immediate feedback and helps in troubleshooting. Fifth on the list is JSON field naming convention. Although the JSON standard doesn't impose a field naming convention, it's a best practice to pick one and stick with it. Consistency is key here. Moving on, always use consistent error messages. In most cases, HTTP status codes are not enough to explain what went wrong, so include a structured JSON error message that provides a detailed explanation of the error, context, links to resources or documentation, and a timestamp. Next, utilize query parameters for filtering, sorting, and searching. These parameters allow you to provide additional information in the URL of an HTTP request to control the response returned by the server. Security is paramount, so always implement authentication and authorization. Secure your APIs by using API keys, tokens, or OAuth 2.0 for authentication, and apply role-based access control for authorization. The ninth practice is to avoid maintaining state. A REST API should not maintain a state on the server. That's the responsibility of the client. This allows for the API to be cacheable, scalable, and decoupled from the client. Lastly, always document your APIs. Comprehensive documentation, including endpoint details, request response examples, and usage guidelines is a must. Tools like Swagger UI or Redoc can be of great assistance here. To summarize, the key points covered are using descriptive resource names, applying HTTP methods and status codes correctly, versioning APIs, adhering to a JSON field naming convention, providing consistent error messages, utilizing query parameters, implementing authentication and authorization, avoiding state maintenance, and documenting your APIs. By following these API best practices, developers can create APIs that are not only functional and reliable, but also user-friendly and secure. So keep these points in mind the next time you're working on an API and watch your development project soar to new heights.